gonna be funny.
Yeah, stand in the work. It'll work. Alright. How everybody doing tonight? So, originally I came here to do jokes, but I sang 2 years ago.
And we loved it.
And everyone keeps asking me to sing again. So I'm gonna start off by singing. And if I have time, I'll do some jokes still. Alright? Does everybody know Stevie Wonder? Cherie Amour?
Yeah.
Alright. Sing along if you want to.
Hey, hold on. We're not ready.
Okay.
This shit is gonna be funny. This is gonna be hilarious.
La 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 la. My Cherie Amour, lovely as a summer day. Hey, Cherie Amour, distant as a Milky Way. My Cherie Amour, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only girl my heart beats for. How I wish that you were mine. In the cafe or somewhere on a crowded street. I've been near you, but you never noticed me. Oh, Cherie Amour, won't you tell me how could you ignore that behind this little smile I wore? How I wish that you were mine. Sing along. La 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 la. Maybe someday I'll see your face among the clouds. Maybe someday I'll share your little distant cloud. Oh, Cherie Amour, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only girl my heart beats for. How I wish that you were mine. So Nicholas and Alicia. Nicholas and Alicia specifically asked for that, so that was for them, but also for everyone else.
Thank you.
So before I start, I need a guy to volunteer for me to ask him a question. You got to volunteer? All right, you. What's your name? All right, Ray. Oh, Greg? All right, Greg, even better. All right, so if you were a woman for one day, what would you do? Be honest, too. Just be honest.
That's real.
Greg doesn't know, but who I assume is his girl said bang a dude. And that's not the answer I expected. I expect him to say touch myself. And that shows me that Greg is better than most dudes. But what I would do, what I think is the best thing to do, is I would just hang out with women all day and learn all their secrets so that I can use it against them when they're bashing men. So, the one secret that I think I do know about women is that when they go to the bathroom together, it's to hide the fact that they're taking poops. It's the only thing that makes sense. I think it's really important to understand women better. Even though it sounds crazy that you might want to understand women, I think it's important because I feel like 80% of men want to understand women so that they can get more of them. So, I have more things that I understand about women, maybe. For example, They like to be proposed to, maybe. And don't do it. Don't do it. I've spent a lot of time trying to pick up women, and I think I'm fairly attractive, but I don't know how to do that thing. And I've tried plenty of different ways. I've tried being clever. I've had women tell me that they were taken, and I told them I was Liam Neeson. And they didn't want to be saved, though. They didn't want to be saved. I've told them, there was this one time, and I thought I had this in a bag. It was raining really hard, and I was carrying an umbrella, and I never carry umbrellas. And I saw a girl getting soaked and wet. And most guys would let them get wet because you can see through the shirts when that happens. But I walked up to her and I asked her, like, you want to stand under my umbrella? In my smooth Barry White voice, like, you want to stand under my umbrella? And then she was like, yeah. So I was like, all right. And I put my umbrella above her. And as soon as I put it there, the umbrella broke. And maybe that was a sign. It wasn't meant to be. But I probably could have followed that up. It was so unexpected that I was like, all right. You know, you get wet over there, I'll get wet over here. We'll never talk to each other again. More recently, I went out dancing, and there was this girl I met out dancing. After the party was over, I see her in the store buying a sandwich, and her card gets declined. So because I want to feel pimp, I walk up behind her, and I'm like, I'll buy that sandwich. And I bought her the sandwich. And most people would think that this makes me look like a sucker, but no, because she danced with me at that party. And anybody who rubs their butt on me, we go together. So I was just doing my duty as her boyfriend for the night. Just a fact about me, this isn't even a joke. I'm a big butt man. I'm a booty man. So if anyone feels like they need appraisal, just approach me afterwards. And I'll grade you maybe. One of my biggest pet peeves in life is, have you ever seen a movie and there's a guy and a woman runs by him and then the camera zooms in on her butt and then there's nothing to zoom in on? That's always been one of my biggest pet peeves. And it's not that I have a problem with women with small butts. Small butts are perfectly okay. Just love yourself and I'll love you too. But don't specifically have me look at it then. Just don't have me look at it. Another pet peeve of mine is, if anyone remembers MTV Cribs, there was an episode where they were at Maya's house, and she takes you to the bathroom, and she says that she hates when a roll of tissue is on backwards. And because I had a crush on Maya, I now hate when the roll of tissue is on backwards. One time I hit her up on Twitter, and then she sent me a direct message. And all it said was, hi, but now I know that she wants me. My biggest pet peeve of all time, though, is when I go home to eat and I have leftovers and I'm really looking forward to those leftovers, and then the container is empty, but in the exact spot that I left it in. And it's like, if you ate my food, like, eating my food is bad enough, but to leave the empty container, it's like, that's the biggest tease of all time. That's like getting a call from your woman saying that she needs you to rush home because she has something special for you, and then all she tells you is that she's pregnant. So, and I feel like I've been picking on women a bit. So, from the woman's side, that's like your man proposing to you, and then you looking into his eyes and realizing that he's not me. You understand how that works? You get it? So yeah. So I'm talking about marriage proposals because that's my favorite part of the whole marriage process. I feel like it's the part that I really get to shine and let my creativity run through. So I'm going to hit you with a few marriage proposals that I've thought up that I probably won't use in the future because I've told you about them and they won't be surprises anymore. So imagine your woman really likes ninjas, like really likes them. So have her meet you somewhere really nice, like a really nice restaurant, but then have some ninjas kidnap her. And then like keep her in a dark room, like really in a dark room, not just giving her little bits of water so she doesn't die and stuff, and calling you, and you're having like intense conversations on the phone trying to keep her alive. And then have them give her the idea that you paid the ransom, and then they take her back and they let her out blindfolded, and they're like, walk 10 spaces before you take off the blindfold. And then she takes off the blindfold, and you're there on one knee with a ring. Like, hey baby, I saved you. Will you marry me? If she loves ninjas, she can't say no to that because you just gave her everything she wanted. You gave her ninja action and commitment. How could you want any more? Another idea I came with is, if you have a woman who loves adventure, send her out skydiving, right? And then be where she jumps out of the plane. And then when she jumps out of the plane and lets out her parachute, she sees on the ground, it says, will you marry me? But there are also big symbols that say yes or no. And she has to land on the right one to answer you.
Oh, that's right.
But everything doesn't have to be extravagant like that. I've also thought of something slightly more simple and musical. Do any women want to come up here and take my proposal and see if they'd want to say yes? No? No? Somebody do it. Oh. We have somebody. Can this come off? No? Alright. So, hey girl. Ain't no strangers to love. You know the rules. So do I. A full commitment is what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never want to give you up. Never want to let you down. Never want to run around and desert you. Never want to... Oh, you saying yes? She's saying yes already. See? I didn't even have to finish the song. It worked? Oh, yeah. Now we're officially married. In case you didn't know, I'm actually a clergyman and I can do weddings. So, I actually work at a camp, and a lot of people want to use me in this prank that they want to do, where they have a carnival night where people can get fake married, but because I can really marry people, they want me to do it, and then they want to reveal to people that I'm like really a clergyman and watch them freak out. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. If any of you have ever married a couple before, it's like this awesome feeling of power. Like I can stand in pulpits and stuff. And all the ones that I've done so far were weddings I was invited to. So I also went to the reception afterwards, and everyone is so afraid to have fun around you. They're like, Father, may I have permission to dance? And I'm like, I'm not a father, do your thing. And they're like, you mind if I drink this alcohol? And nobody wants to drink. At a reception, isn't that the only thing to do at a reception? And they're all just sitting around, and I feel really bad about ruining all these people's receptions. But that's not the thing that I feel most guilty about, though. My most guilty moment of all time, I had just left the gym, and it was a hot summer day, and I walked by a woman, and my arm rubbed against her, and I just felt all the sweat go onto her arm, and I saw the look of disgust in her face, and I was like, damn, girl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I didn't know how she felt until one day I saw a woman leaving from the gym, and she hugged me, and I just felt all of her sweat on my chest. And I was just like, damn, girl, that ain't sexy at all. It's like seeing somebody wearing a leather vest. That was how unsexy it was. But now that you know what my most guilty moment is, I'll let you know what the stupidest that I've ever felt, and also the fattest that I've ever felt. When Hurricane Sandy happened, everybody went out to buy canned goods or something. Or maybe the hurricane before it, the one that didn't really happen. Irene, there we go. When Irene happened, I went out and bought all of this ravioli, like Chef Boyardee. And all my friends made fun of me, like, boy, if you need money, let me know. You don't gotta live on Chef Boyardee. I'll take care of you. But it didn't happen, but I still had all this ravioli to eat. So I'm like, I'm hungry, let me eat it. So I cut the top off the can, and if anyone has ever opened a can of ravioli, you know that there's sauce on the top of the can when you cut it open. So I'm like, yo, I really want that sauce. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, how do I do this? And then I put the top of the can in my mouth, and it cuts the sides of my mouth. And it hurt to smile for like 2 hours after that. But it was such a funny thing to happen. Who cuts the side of their mouth because they put the top of a can in? You did that once? Solidarity. Yeah, it was one time for me too. You learn your lesson after the first one. That's how. Exactly. You learn your lesson after the first one. And that's how people learn, through pain. The one lesson that I know I taught a kid, I worked in a daycare center, and we were playing around, and they left me alone with the kids for some reason. And we were running around in the park playing tag, and I was even bigger than I am now, so they caught me. And because they're children, like when a child catches you, they feel like they have power. You can't tell them what to do anymore. So I told them stop, and they didn't stop, and I fell on one of them. And he cried and stuff, but he survived. He didn't have a concussion or anything. I didn't hear about any comas. But later on in the classroom, when all of the kids weren't listening to me again because they caught me when we were playing tag, the kid that I fell on stops everybody from talking, and he says, "You all need to listen to Mr. Kendall, because if you don't, you could hurt yourself." So, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. You can look me up on Facebook as Kendall Franklin, and you'd find me because I'm the best Kendall Franklin of all of them. Thanks.